finance department as well as the GeM authorities to organize this kind of program where they will be felicitating those who have done well also, as well as they will also be having some sessions today for better awareness and to prepare us better how to use the GeM portal to its best of facilities. Now, I don't know how many of you must have seen or worked when the GeM was not there. We used to have DGSND rate contracts and similar kind of facilities. And I remember those days when it used to be very difficult to procure any item on the rate contract. Especially some specific rate contracts used to be come out, and many times many of those vendors and many of those people who were shortlisted, they were not very keen to entertain DDOs from the smaller state or from the northeastern state because they had much larger stake of the larger state, bigger state. Second, earlier this rate contract was not very dynamic. It used to be for 1 year and then next rate contract, it used to take many times 6 months, 8 months time, next year also. And rate contract used to expire also. By the time you order, we used to find that the rate contract has expired, and the concerned supplier used to deny that we cannot supply, no, rate contract has expired. Second, I remember we used to have an issue with capacity of the suppliers also to supply, because they used to already have over supply orders with them, overburdened with the supply orders, and they used to not give much attention to the smaller offices or smaller supplies or smaller states. Similarly, we also had issues those days. Not all the items used to be reflected in that rate contract. Many of items we were dependent on local or other level of important items. We were dependent, because if that item is not listed, so it used to be an issue. Many times we were not also aware also that which rate contract is applicable, which rate contract is valid, and because of that, lot of audit issues used to also come. I remember when in 2016 the GeM system started, there was a lot of initial apprehension because we were accustomed to that system. We thought that local tendering and this rate contract system, we were accustomed for last 20-30 years like that. So there used to be initial hesitation. I also remember many of the offices and DDOs, they took time to come on GeM portal. And still, once we had come also, we were not very sure that whether we can order everything on GeM. For example, there is a supply thing, that is that there are goods and there are services also. So many of people were not aware that services can also be ordered on GeM portal. And I am quite happy that in Tripura, many of the department, when I was Secretary Social Welfare, I remember we had to hire people for various levels at a district level and state level. We had everything, all this thing we did on GeM portal smoothly, seamlessly. Similarly, many of the PSUs, state PSUs, initially they had their own apprehension. Can they register? Because departments they had registered, but some of the state PSUs, some of the corporations, some of the other affiliated organizations of the state, they were not very sure. But the kind of hand-holding which was done by Government of India, the GeM authorities and the finance department, now we can say almost everyone is there on this platform. Now what it does, it is also very heartening that most of you are using this platform, and most of you are also ensuring that to get your day-to-day items as well as your short-term and long-term requirements met through GeM. It also enables local suppliers also to register. The figure which I have, around 7,385 local registered seller organizations are also on board. So there was apprehension earlier that these people will not get, and mainly the suppliers from outside or bigger suppliers will get facility of GeM portal. That also was actually misplaced. And many times we had habit of getting this supplies through local cooperative and then through the local vendors. So what this GeM portal also ensured that all these people who the local suppliers, they continue to give us their items, but through GeM portal.
না রে, রেজিস্ট্রি করে বিয়ে করব। গয়নাগাটি কিছু হবে না রে। দিদিকে আর কত চাপ দেব বল? দিদি আমার জন্য অনেক কিছু করেছে। আর না। এই তোর সাথে পরে কথা বলছি, রাখছি। দেখ তো পছন্দ হয়েছে কিনা। চল ড্রেসিং টেবিলে চল। দিদি তুই পছন্দ হয়েছে? তুই নিজে বিয়ে করলি না, আমায় লেখাপড়া শেখালি, আজ বিয়ে দিচ্ছিস, মা বাবার কোনো অভাব রাখিসনি, আজ এভাবে সাজাচ্ছিস কেন? কোনো দিদি কি পারে না তার আদরের বোনের মা বাবা হতে? তোকে কি সুন্দর লাগছে।
রাধাকৃষ্ণ জুয়েলারিতে চলছে বিবাহ মঙ্গল উৎসব। বিয়ের গয়নার প্যাকেজ মাত্র 1 লক্ষ টাকা থেকে শুরু। প্রতি বিয়ের গয়নার প্যাকেজের মজুরিতে থাকছে 15% ডিসকাউন্ট এবং ফ্রি ইন্স্যুরেন্স। তাছাড়াও জ্যোতিষ বিষয়ক পরামর্শ দেওয়ার জন্য আমাদের শোরুমে থাকছেন হস্তরেখাবিদ প্রান্তোষ ভট্টাচার্য, জ্যোতিষশাস্ত্রী, কলকাতা। অ্যাপয়েন্টমেন্টের জন্য অগ্রিম নাম নথিভুক্ত করুন রাধাকৃষ্ণ জুয়েলারি, উষা বাজার, আগরতলা, ধর্মনগর এবং বিলোনিয়া।